When I was running my car detailing business back in the day, I learned the hard way that it does not pay to be fucking cheap. When I was growing up, you know, in the Mexican community, and I'm sure in many communities where minorities come from, we learn to be very scarce, to have a scarcity mindset, to not invest or take risk or, be willing to take leaps of faith, especially involving money. We also would have this mentality of, well, we could just do it ourselves, right? That's the way I grew up. And this does a couple things for us. Number one, it holds us back. That's the first thing. It holds us back because we're not willing to make grand investments because we think we could do it ourselves. And to be honest with you, if we could do most things ourselves, by ourselves alone, we would have already done them. So, in that point, we're full of shit. Number two, we operate out of a scarcity mindset. We hold on to things that we don't really need because we don't think we could get them again. We don't believe that we could recuperate the money that we're investing. We don't believe that the investment will fall through, and we always look at things from a cup half empty versus a cup half full. It never pays to be cheap. I used to buy tools that were cheap because I didn't believe that the cost of investment over time was going to pay off for me. I used to buy cheap tools, not understanding that not only will I be using these tools a lot, which would make sense to invest in something more quality, I didn't understand that I would be paying double. For a lot of us, we refuse to invest in mentors to help us out. We refuse to invest in courses to help us out. We refuse to invest time in education and in learning so that we don't have to figure it out the hard way because we operate out of scarcity. We operate out of, well, we're not going to get it back. Well, what if you fucking get back and more? What if you gain much more? What if you buy the tool once and then you never have to buy it again and it lasts you 20 years? For me, in my case, it was I bought a $300 polisher. The $300 polisher was going to last me 20 years versus the $100 polisher where I was going to have to be buying every 3 years. Over the course of 20 years, I've already bought that $100 polisher, you know, $100, that'd be $2,000 or whatever the number is. I can't maths right now. Sorry. The point is, when you refuse to pay the good money, when you refuse to let go of the billete, when you refuse, actually, when you prefer to be cheap, you end up paying twice, either with time or with money, or even worse, both. That person that you refuse to invest into, that health the health you refuse to invest into. A lot of us, we refuse to invest into our health. I don't know why. Like, you refuse to spend time to live a healthy lifestyle. Go walk, go on a run, go work out. I'm not even saying hit the workouts that I fucking hit, but at least like do some type of activity, and you're going to pay for it in the long run. Just like when you refuse to pay someone else in our community to help you out with the job at your house because you think you could do it yourself. And you know what ends up happening? You know what ends up happening most times? You fuck up the job. Um, you end up having to hire someone else anyways to fix it for you. And then you end up asked out double the amount of money and double the amount of time. That's what happens to most of us because we're so fucking prideful to let go of the things that we have, not understanding that we could save so much more time, money, and honestly, the most valuable thing, a peace of mind. And I speak to Mexicans here because this isn't, I'm speaking from that perspective. This happens to us all the time. Most oftentimes, like, I used to spend a lot of time back in the day fixing my own cars. And now, if you ask me to fix my car, I'll say, fuck that. Fuck that. I could do it. I know I could do it. But it always costs me more time and more money. And really, what the wealthy and the rich have over people like us is that they understand their time is much more valuable. And not only that, they actually have the belief that they'll get their money back. They don't hold on to it out of scarcity. Yes, we've all been broke. We've all been poor, but poor is really just a mindset. Poor, you're poor in your mind. But if you have faith, especially in God, like many of us proclaim, you know you'll get it back. Any investment that you want to, you know, any investment that you want to make, as long as you're diligent and you find good reasons to make that investment, you're going to get it back and more. You're going to gain so much more if you take a leap of faith in another person, in an asset that's going to boost your, your revenue, in a course that is going to boost your education. That way you could move your business forward. We have to let go of our pride and be willing to invest in ourselves by investing in others, by being willing to give up the money for better things. We have to be rich in mind, rich in spirit, rich in faith, knowing that the Lord could just give us back what we lost in an instant. I've had many times like that where I might have hesitated to give to somebody in need. And I always told myself, and the scripture has told me, if someone comes to your house asking for food and you say, I'll pray for you, I'll get, and you'll get the food. You're supposed to give them the food even if you lack. Like you give what you can. You give what you can. And the Most High, He's going to see that and He'll give you a lot more. I had many times where when I was running the business during certain stages of slow seasons, I only had like $200 in the bank. But within those $200, I'm like, okay, I know the Most High is going to come through for me. I know that I don't have much right now, but boom, 3 jobs would just appear because I had that faith. I didn't operate out of a scarcity mindset of, I'm taking this risk in myself and, I'm going to hold on to every dollar. No, I was willing to take the risk, make those investments that I needed to, and say, I'm going to make it back. I'm going to make it back because I know the Most High is going to allow me to. I know He's going to give me the job and the work to do so. And He did. And He never failed me. Anytime I needed, boom, there He was to give me. We have to let go of being cheap. It's a mindset. Yes, we could be broke, but you know what else is making you broke? You eating unhealthy, you choosing to spend money on fast food, you choosing to spend on things that you don't really need. That's what's making you broke. It's not spending on quality things. Because as soon as things of quality come up, oh, well, I don't have money for that. That's a lot of money. I can't invest. But you could go invest in a fucking $20 hamburger each Friday or each week. Sorry, there's some people that I know that do it every day, and they still would not be willing to invest into themselves to grow because, to be honest with you, they have no self belief. Don't be afraid to ask others for help. Don't be afraid to spend money to grow. And a lot of people will look at you sideways like, why didn't you just figure it out yourself? Because I can't. If I could, I would. Because I can't. Some men will ask for thousands of dollars to train you, to coach you, to mentor you. And it's fucking worth it. If that person is worth it, go do it. Because you're going to grow. And that growth is going to exceed those $10,000. It's going to exceed, all that money. Take the leap of faith. Don't fucking be cheap. Buy the quality thing the first time and you're going to save yourself money and time. We have this mindset of scarcity that we can't gain back or gain back and more. Why? Supposedly you believe, you go to church and you're this big man or big woman of God, but you hold on to every dollar, you hold on to everything out of fear of loss, that you can't get it back, out of fear that if you let go of it, it's gonna be gone forever. Yes, it will be. That's the fucking truth. It will be gone forever. But you know what? You'll gain so much more. You'll gain belief. You'll gain confidence. You'll gain respect, knowing that you fucking took a chance on whatever it is you wanted to take a chance on yourself. That tool, you know. And if it doesn't go the way you want to, who cares? You learn from it, and you reflect, and you say, how can I choose and make better, choices in choosing that person to mentor me, in choosing that tool of quality. But you know what, most oftentimes than that doesn't happen, because you learn and you grow, and then you understand, yeah, had I done it without this person, I wouldn't have been able to. Had I gone without this tool of quality, I hadn't been able to. I would have spent more money way up front. So stop being a fucking cheap ass. Pay for the quality thing up front, so that way you're not spending double the amount of time or double the amount of money. That's it for today. Y'all have a good one.